Why the Rich Don't Work for Money. Chapter 1. Explained. What if I told you that the advice most people follow their entire lives is the very reason they never become financially free? Go to school, get a good job, work hard, and everything will be fine. Sounds familiar, right? But what if there was another way of thinking about money? A way that separates the rich from everyone else. Today, I'm going to explain Chapter 1 of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, one of the most famous personal finance books ever written. In this chapter, Robert Kiyosaki shares a lesson that completely changed the way he viewed money, and it might change the way you think too. Let's begin. When Robert was a child, he had two father figures. One was his real father, who was highly educated, had a good job, and believed that academic success was the key to a good life. The other was his friend's father, a businessman who would later become very wealthy. Both men were intelligent. Both worked hard. But they had completely different beliefs about money. One believed in working for money. The other believed in making money work for him. At first, Robert didn't understand the difference. But as he grew older, he began to notice something important. Most people spend their lives chasing paychecks. They wake up early, go to work hard all day, receive a paycheck, and then immediately use that money to pay bills. Rent, food, taxes, debt. And before they know it, the money is gone. So they go back to work again, and again, and again. This cycle continues for years. Rich Dad called this the rat race, a cycle driven by fear and desire. Fear of not having enough money, and the desire for more things. Because when people earn more money, they often spend more money. Then their expenses increase, and they become even more dependent on their next paycheck. The result? They remain trapped. Not because they're lazy, not because they're unintelligent, but because nobody taught them how money really works. According to Rich Dad, the rich think differently. Instead of asking, "How can I earn more money?" they ask, "How can I build something that earns money for me?" They focus on acquiring assets. Assets are things that put money into your pocket. A business, an investment, a valuable skill, something that creates value over time. While many people spend their lives working for money, the rich spend their lives building assets. That's the lesson Robert learned. Money itself isn't the goal. Financial freedom is the goal. And financial freedom comes from understanding how money works. One of the most powerful ideas in this chapter is that schools teach us many things, but they rarely teach us financial education. We learn mathematics, science, history, but very few people learn how to manage money, build assets, or create wealth. And that's why so many hardworking people struggle financially, despite earning good incomes. The first chapter of Rich Dad, Poor Dad isn't really about becoming rich overnight. It's about changing the way you think. Because before your bank account changes, your mindset has to change. Before you can build wealth, you need to understand the game you're playing. And that's exactly what Rich Dad wanted Robert to learn. The rich don't become wealthy because they work harder than everyone else. They become wealthy because they understand money differently. So the lesson of Chapter 1 is simple. Don't spend your entire life working for money. Learn how money works. Learn how to build assets. Learn how to think differently. Because the moment you change the way you think about money, you begin changing your future. And that single lesson may be worth more than any paycheck you'll ever earn. If you'd like me to explain Chapter 2 next, make sure to follow for the next part of the Rich Dad, Poor Dad series.